Chat, Clinton and Adam here as we are weekly. Adam, how you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, man. How are you doing?
I'm all right. This is a crazy week for me, as you know, as we get ready for NASCAR coming up Thursday. It is a bit hectic. It's just all the extra details. You know, we have
Did I freeze or did he? All right. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the busy week. Clint and I were in studio yesterday doing some voice work for a dirt modified race and a dirt sportsman race that'll be on TSN. Then this week, the sprint car shows will be filmed, and those are going to be on TSN, so that's pretty cool stuff. Of course, the Thunder on the Grand, 3 nights at Ashwegan, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I am pumped up for 360 sprint cars because it is going to be like pre-pandemic invaders from Michigan, Ohio, New York, Pennsylvania, Quebec, Ontario, Six Nations. Clint, welcome back.
Thanks, man. Of course, we got to get some new gear rolling. My camera's always crappy. But anyways, yeah, super excited for it. I think you bring up a good point. The 360s are going to be amazing. We have Dustin Daggett joining us today, and Dustin was with us for every Canadian Sprint Car Nationals up until the pandemic. So I believe he holds the record for the longest stretch of A-main starters. So we're going to have Dustin join us and talk about what it means to get back to Ashwegan. They have a stellar list of drivers that have been confirmed. Barry Marlowe and the group over there have done a great job promoting this with us. $5,000 to win on Thursday for the 360s, $10,000 to win on Friday, which is a former Nationals purse for the main event on Saturday. So to bump that up and double it at the end of the year is going to be even cooler. Got to thank Sit and Bull Tire, Ryan Burnham, and of course Danny from Nitro 54 for all they do. Of course, Glenn for letting us bankroll all this deal, which is amazing, and it's super cool. So we're out there setting up tents today, getting ready. Robbie's joined us here live from Ashwegan Speedway Campground. Campground Robbie, or, you know, Johnny Longboat, as we've been calling
Johnny
him.
Longboat.
Robbie. But Johnny's out there parking campers all day, helping me. I got there, and he's just washing the tech barn floor just because he was bored. Nothing to do, so you're good on you, Robbie. Danny Benedict is going to join us, and Danny was a regular with the APC series. We'll catch up with him, find out what he's been up to. And we're working on a hot story that just came up yesterday, which is Kaden Lait will be replacing Trayton going forward on the dirt stuff in Ashwegan, which includes the sprint car, which is kind of a bit shocking. We'll try and get the story there from Kaden if we can get him on in the second half of the show here. Plus, we'll talk about APC coming up, Bird Run Video of the Week, and all kinds of other crazy stuff. What do you want to talk about, Adam?
Well, I just sent you Kaden Lapsevic's email address, so if you want to fire him off a link. What do I want to talk about? I want to talk about how cool it's going to be when we go racing Thursday night after the amount of water that drains out of that facility that's going to come over the next 24 hours or so. It's just how far things have come in a fairly short period of time to allow this to happen. Like, there's not even concern, Clinton. You're just, okay, we're going to get wet. We know that's going to happen, and we're going to be ready to rumble by Thursday night.
I know you mean the best, buddy, but let me read you a message I sent to the social media team a couple hours ago. And there's no denying. There's no denying we're going to get some weather. There's no denying it, right? But Thursday looks great. Friday looks amazing. We're not really worried about it. But I sent this to the social media. Guys, I just want to make sure when we're responding or answering questions about this week, I don't want to see any talk about weather, rain, or how wet things will be. We need to be the sun shining on this event. So you lead off with rain. Thank you, brother. But, yeah, no, you're not wrong.
It's the modernization of the facility.
That's. I was just going to get that. You're right. Glenn's put hundreds of thousands of dollars into the drainage into the place, all the new pavement, all that. It's easy to sweep it all away, get it rolling. We've seen the infield be amazing this year after torrential downpours and rains. The track surface was hard packed out there today. I was moving lifts around for the TSN crew and driving it across the track, and it was rock hard. So I think we're going to be all right. I'm not worried about that at all. If there's anything anything we're concerned about is how the partiers are going to get a little bit wet tomorrow night before we get into it. I've been joking with anybody who's called. So look, it's just going to save us some diesel fuel. That's it. We're going to have to water this track anyways all day Thursday if the weather's been the way it is. So let Mother Nature do it for us overnight. We filled in a ton of holes in the campground in the off season, so I think we shouldn't have any big standing water or anything, and we're gonna have some good time.
But you're right, Clint. It's not something that I should have focused on. But I'm excited for the week. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely disheartening though. You look at the weather; it's been gorgeous. And you're like, oh, why has it got to give us any kind of grief at all? But no, we're good. Let's talk about the positive. Spencer, I sent you a couple of screenshots to our dump account there recently regarding the Fresh Stone Fan Zone. Let's just bring fans up to a couple things that'll be going on Thursday. Thank you, Spencer. Now, the Fresh Stone Fan Zone will open at 3 o'clock for the kids. Kids Club, I got a bouncy castle. We're going to have some fun and games and some prizes for the kids from 3 to 5:30 with our Junior Fan Club, Kids Club, run by the DeVore girls, and the mascots will be over, and we'll have some fun there. 4:35 NASCAR autograph session, including Chase Briscoe. So if you wanted to get an autograph from Chase Briscoe, this is your chance, along with all the other stars of the NASCAR Canada Series, will be in the Fresh Stone Fan Zone. And this is located outside Turn 1 and 2 in front of Glenn's house, kind of right adjacent to our pit parking lot. You can't miss it. Big green and white tent, and there's tents up and down there as well. We'll have live entertainment from 3 different sets from 4 to about 7 o'clock with a great music duo I saw at a restaurant here not too long ago, Rock of 80s. They play all the best 80s tunes. Couple dudes just rock this thing out. It's going to be a great afternoon of fun. Great Lakes Legend Cars, who are sponsored now by Fresh Stone, they will have their cars on display, and they'll also be helping the Fresh Stone brand group as they're going to roll out their new product of Rollies, which are awesome if you haven't seen these things. They are basically a egg roll type pizza roll, and man, I hope I'm not saying it wrong, but a food roll. It's going to be amazing. It's basically a pizza roll, but it's got Montreal smoked meat. They've got garlic chicken or Caesar chicken and deluxe pizza, or pizza supreme. So check those out. Samples over there, along with Dip and Chip. So we want to welcome Fresh Stone and everybody there. And then from 5 to 7, we'll have our hospitality tent with Jerry Electric, which will be covering all that and all our VIPs. 300 approximate people coming both days. So it's exciting to see the business end flourish out last week, and Mike Morris has done a great job spearheading that. We keep pushing forward.
I'm answering some text messages on the side talking about what G-Force will be covering. We will be covering everything that's not NASCAR Thursday and Friday with G-Force. Then, of course, Saturday on Racing America. And then the follow-up question is, will you guys get any work at your regular jobs done? And I chuckled because Clint hasn't had a regular job in 20 years.
10.
He has a 24-hour-a-day job at the Speedway. So now we get the work done.
Let's face it, I get to play racing. I got to talk to Kevin Besta yesterday, that's a follow-up from last week. So I got a follow-up from Kevin Besta, our insurance agent. He said, man, how do you do it? You're all over the place. I said, well, Kevin, look, it's just an illusion for me because guys like Adam have a real day job, and then they do all the stuff we do. I just have to play racing 24/7. So as much as I bitch about it, I have it prettier. I like to joke my job's just to make racing for my buddies, and with Glenn behind me, it's fairly easy to make that happen on some days.
But in fairness, so the counterpoint to that is you deal with a shit sandwich 24 hours a day, and for 3 hours a week on Friday night, you get to play. I'm just watching Dirt Vision because the modifieds are at Thunder Mountain, and I'm looking at a car that's nowhere near the racetrack. I think Swarthout flipped out of the facility. Like I'm looking at it. Do you have it on anywhere there, Clint?
No, I'm trying to pay attention to our friends here and what we're doing here, but I'd be distracted too. Let's talk quickly about our insurance deal. So we talked last week about, some concerns we had in the pits last weekend, and that prompted a visit from Kevin, our insurance agent. Kevin came out Friday, and I got to speak to him yesterday. He said everybody last weekend's pulling their weight. As far as he saw, he didn't see any big issues, had 1 or 2 small things for us to adjust, but it didn't have anything to do with the behavior, and I appreciate that. I know, from all of us, this is a chance to make a difference. So let's keep being safe, especially as we lead into the big weeks, and make sure we're still paying attention back there.
You were unreasonably upset last week. I make a joke of everything.
It could have went really bad.
Kevin Besta is a great insurance rep, right? He understands the business. He has been everywhere in Canada. Clinton, you've also been everywhere in Canada. Ohsweken Speedway is not very high on the list of concerns.
That's one thing I'm proud of. Kevin's even said, yeah, and we're going through a lawsuit still from 12 years ago. It drags on, man, and it's just tiring on the ownership group, and so that kind of spurs us into make sure we really have our pencil sharpened and we're ready to go on these things. But Kevin, I think, to use his terms that he said to me a few years ago, is that Ohsweken has been best in class, and I think that's a great thing that we like to hear, especially from our insurance deal. So we'll continue to keep pushing. We appreciate the teams working with us to get things going. Let's talk quickly about somebody asked, and I'm not sure because it's gone. Was it Wes? Wes Shaw. NASCAR heats will be on G-Force. The only thing we're giving up to Flow and TSN Plus is the 100-lap feature. So you can catch everything on G-Force up until about 9:30 p.m. approximately. As you know, on dirt, we just keep hustling through. And if there's any chance to get ahead of the game, we will. And that's one thing I appreciate working with Doug Gonder and his crew from the NASCAR Canada Series. That leadership group has shown me last year they can pivot if we need to. And if we don't need to waste time, we're not going to waste time, which is fantastic because they do take a lot of time to plan minute-by-minute meetings. But on a Thursday night, on a work night, if we can save you guys 20 minutes, you can bet we're going to do it. Just to talk quickly about format, 360s will be a basic, your standard. If you're a fan, you won't notice any difference. Timed hot laps, heats, a B main, a feature. Crates are not going to have heats on Thursday, Adam, and that's going to be a new thing for them. We'll have 4 groups of crate sprints, depending on possibly 5 if we have more than 49 cars, I think it is. So if we get up that high, we'll have four flights of timed hot laps, and only the top 5 from each group is going to make it directly to the A. Everybody else will have to go to B main. So it's an exciting format for the sprint cars. For the crates, I'm sure some of them don't love it, but they're going to have to keep pushing on it. And I think it's going to be an interesting way to go about it. What's your thoughts on that format?
I think it's cool. We've got to save a little bit of time. It's the same for everybody. They've all got the opportunity to get in there. And really the big deal is the feature event. It's all about the A main. I think it's a neat concept.
Danny Benedict on. Sorry, I didn't see my message there, Spencer. I did not know he's been standing here this whole time. If we get a guest there, just throw him at us. Interrupt what we're doing. Don't worry about it. Danny Benedict, thanks for joining us. How you doing, man?
Hey, guys. Doing pretty good. Thanks for having me back. It's nice to be back. It's been a little while.
Well,
we got Dustin Daggett on the queue,
Danny.
So.
Yeah, that's
Listen,
fair.
man, you got to step up. You got to perform. That spot between Clinton and myself, that is Satan. It's not sacred. It's just, we'll put anyone in there. It is good to see you. I thought Clinton was pissed at you because I saw you waiting there the whole show. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, this is Danny Benedict, for crying out loud. How are things going, man?
All this talk about Ohsweken, man, it's got me excited for getting down there in a couple of days with our Teej Motorsports team. We're pretty excited to get down there. It's our first race with Teej Motorsports on the dirt, so we are really pumped up for that. I was talking to Donald this morning, and he's pumped up. He's ready to go. So can't wait to get down there, man.
So, Danny, what will your role be then when you get to Ohsweken, maybe for the fans who don't know?
So outside of my racing program, I get to play crew chief on the 80 car. Just for ovals, I don't really do the road courses. I let other people handle that because I just know left-hand turns, not right-hand turns. So I started working with Donald about halfway through last season, and we got along really well, and he decided to bring me on full-time this year. So the few times I've gotten to see you guys there when I'm at the track, that's what I'm doing, is I'm holding the headset and turning load bolts and whatever else we can do.
Danny, how rewarding is that for you? You're a race car driver, but you're a racer. You like turning wrenches as well. How rewarding is it to be on that side of the fence?
Yeah, I mean it's really rewarding, especially in Canada's top division, like the Pinty or NASCAR Canada Series is. I still get that wrong from time to time, but a lot of what I enjoy about racing outside of the driving aspect is just figuring out what makes them go fast, and I've always kind of had a passion for that, and uh, you know I've kind of just done my own thing in years past, and then when I had the opportunity to start working with Donald, it was so enjoyable and just so much fun, and we get along so well together. We work really well together. He provides really really good feedback since he's a veteran of the sport. So it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing it, and it's probably the next best thing to driving is getting to work with him. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Hopefully we can crack off a win before the end of this season. I know we've had an up and down season so far, but we've had good speed everywhere we went. So hopefully that win is just a couple races away.
Danny, we brought you on to talk about the IWK 250 and head down there. We got Dustin Daggett waiting in the wing. So tell us about that before we let you roll off here.
Yeah, so kind of a last minute thing. We decided a couple of weeks ago, actually when I was in Nova Scotia with the NASCAR Canada Series, that, hey, this would be an amazing place to get to try and race. And schedules weren't exactly perfect, but we made it work. So yeah, I started talking to sponsors and my team, and everybody was kind of on board. And, we've obviously haven't raced much this year, only a couple of times. So we were kind of looking, what bigger races are we able to do? And this one made a ton of sense just for the simple fact that those cars are very, very similar to a Pro Late model, where, we didn't have to change an engine. We don't have to change a transmission. We're changing shocks and we're going racing. So luckily that rule package is very close, and, it made a lot of sense to do it. So we're going to go and have a lot of fun and, do something new. I haven't been able to travel much in my career. So getting to do it kind of for the first time, it should be a lot of fun. I know the guys are all really excited. My sponsors are all really excited. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The facility is absolutely beautiful, as you guys know. Anyone that hasn't been there, you got to get out there and check it out.
What will make you happy, Danny?
Well, I mean, anything but a win, is not what we're there for, right? But no, if we can run competitively with those guys, there's some really, really good race car drivers and some really good race teams out there. So, for our first time going out there, we'll try to be as competitive as we can be. And I know our team is really good. And Dan McCaddy's coming with me to crew chief on that car. So we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to put our best effort forward.
Right on, Danny. We'll be watching your show as you put it on from down east, man. This week at Oshweekend.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot for having me. Nice to be back, and hopefully we chat soon.
Sounds good, man. Safe travels.
Thank you.
I didn't even know he was standing there, and I had my stupid camera over his and didn't realize Danny was waiting there, so I apologize for that. Want to thank Dustin Daggett for hanging on. Wish Danny the best. We'll talk to him, obviously, and follow his story this week as he works on the 80 cars, he said. Dustin Daggett's going to join us. First time Dustin's ever been on the show. Dustin is joining us from, where are you, Michigan, Dustin, these days?
Yeah, I'm actually in Grand Ledge, Michigan right now watching my daughters play softball. So,
thanks for the time.
Is my microphone working?
It's perfect.
Okay. All right. I had to download the app to do the Zoom call. I've never done a Zoom call. So,
Dustin, I mean this with all the respect in the world. This is as much as I've seen you smile. When you come to Oshweekend, I see you as you are all business, man. The one thing I loved about when you would come and race with us is you'd show up all business. You're there for one reason. You look relaxed right now. You're watching your girls play softball. Are we going to see the same Dustin Daggett who had that run of A mains?
Well, I'm hoping so. We've had some pretty good speed here lately. Had some pretty dumb luck the last race. But we've had good speed, and the cars have been working good. The engines are running good. So I feel like we got something to compete. We come there to win. It hasn't changed. It's been since 2019 since I've been to Oswego. So I don't know how much has changed over there, but I don't guess it's going to be a whole lot. So.
It'll probably be pretty dry, slick. If anything, that's where the track's kind of gone. Have you seen any of the videos or any of the streams we've done up there in the past few years, Dustin?
I have, yeah. Yep, and it looks like it does get pretty dry, slick. But I thought I heard somewhere somebody was running some pretty quick times over there, like last weekend.
Last week, yeah. We started with a heavy track for sure. But I'm curious, Dustin. I think you'll be used to the racetrack. You're going to get out there, it'll be the same. I think you're going to find that the local competitors that you used to come in and you were one of the dominant drivers, and I expect you still will be, but our locals have really stepped up their game as well. I'm excited to see how you stack up with them, how they're able to compete with you. How does that affect you as a driver going into some place and racing among a lot of drivers that you don't race with every week?
Well, it's definitely, you like to kind of know your drivers that you're racing around a little bit, but I don't think with the racetrack, the racetrack's so wide, and you got lots of racing room around there. Everybody seems like they run pretty good with each other. Everybody's good to race around. Hopefully it's just some good hard racing, and I just hope that I can be up at the front.
Dustin, 3 nights of racing. You got Thursday, Friday at Oswego, and then you guys are going to shift off to join the SOS at Buxton. How do you do with a 3-night out of the country? Is this a big trip for you guys to put this deal together? Is it a pain in the ass? Is it something you're looking forward to? Where do you sit on this whole spectrum?
I mean, I'm looking forward to getting back to Oswego. I'm excited to see what South Buxton, or whatever they call it now, is, because they've completely reshaped it since I've been there last. When I was there last, it still had the D shape on it. So yeah, it's as far as like getting around for this weekend is basically like another weekend of racing. It's hopefully things don't go too bad for us so that we can, have a pretty easy weekend, and hopefully the car works good.
I got to ask, Dustin, how competitive are you at the softball diamond?
My wife's probably glad I'm sitting in the car right now, so.
That's fantastic.
Dustin, we also have a great contingent that you race against, and I know races aren't great at pumping up the tires of the competitors, but Barry's done a great job to spearhead this rejoining of our groups here. We're very excited to have you back. The Canadian fans are glad to have guys like yourself and Horseman and the rest of the crew that's coming down. Talk about maybe the level of competition that you're racing with and the guys that we're going to see joining us this week.
Oh yeah, definitely. Everybody's, you guys say you've stepped it up, the local competitors at Oswego. I believe that the GLSS has brought even tougher competitors than, it's as tough now as it ever has been. We got quite a few new young talents coming up, and it's we show up at the racetrack, and there's probably 10 to 15 cars every week, every racetrack that could win the feature. So when you have that many guys that have a possibility of winning the feature every night, you gotta work your ass off to be up front and running with them.
Dustin, when you race with some of these youngsters, does it open your eyes to what a terror you were, 10 years ago?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm
sure
that
you still are.
Probably not as much as I used to be. The way the car's working now, I'm starting to get some of that confidence back. For quite a few years, we had some gremlins in the car that just did not. The cars didn't feel the way that my car feels now. So I'm definitely getting some confidence back. These young kids, they just go out and mash the gas, man. It's a little bit different when I'm 41 years old now and, got 3 kids and, I'm doing this to have fun, doing it to win still. And I mean, I'd love to win one of these, what are we calling this? The Midsummer Nationals or something?
It's had 7
races
names
this
already.
weekend.
Let's call it the Cash are going to win this weekend.
Thunder on the Grand.
Yep. Thunder on the Grand. Okay. Now, I still haven't won the Canadian Nationals, so I'm hoping to get back up there in September and, win that. What was it, 25 or 30 grand last year that you guys got the purse up to?
Yeah, we had some of our sugar daddies show up and just throw cash at me like 10 grand at bundles at a time, and we paid 2 races last year, paid 30,000. Adam, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody comes out of the woodwork and throws another 10 at this Friday or Thursday show too. It's entirely possible. But yeah, Dustin, the good payouts this week. I know it's 5,000 Canadian, which is about like 3 for you guys, which is still a solid pay for a Thursday night. And then a 10 grand, which is going to turn to about 7,000 for you guys, which is some good paying money for a Thursday, Friday to come to Canada.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully we can take some of your money home with us.
And out of curiosity, Dustin, what kept more of the drivers from coming up, say last year when there was big money being tossed around?
Well, last year I think we had a race that we were planning on going to. I might have had some stuff going on with the family. The whole COVID thing deterred me from coming over a little bit, as I wasn't willing to get the vaccine just to come over the border.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what shot my Canadian Nationals down, because I had a real good streak going. But I think this is going to open a lot of guys' eyes, and get more cars coming from our area back over there. Just getting very involved with the Great Lakes Super Sprints, being a part of it again. I think it's all good.
Yeah, I think the Turfords, from the SOS said that to me last summer. They said, we got to have a midsummer race so these guys realize what we got here still, because it's been a while and they need a reminder. So I think it's going to be fantastic, Dustin. We're excited to have you guys back for 2 nights. Of course, we got NASCAR, which is a big show for us, and then Sprint will take center stage Friday. So pleasure to have you with us, and I know the Ontario fans will be happy to have you back at Buxton. I'll turn you over to Adam. Anything you got, Adam, before we let Double D get back to his softball game?
No, man, I'm looking forward to you coming up. I'm looking forward to the attitude that comes with it and some fierce competition, man. Thanks for coming back.
Yep, I'm glad to be back. Looking forward to this weekend. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks, Dustin. One of the number 1 names, Adam, that came up when we talked about bringing him back, and Dustin Daggett, obviously high on the list. Let me just pull up Barry's email here, because actually you wrote an article today. It's on the front page of Washweekend Speedway website, so check that out, everybody, if you want to talk about some of the names. And we're not even getting into the the ESS guys who have finished their speed weeks now, could potentially come this way too.
And am I mistaken, Clint? Like, Dustin was ferocious when he used to come up. Like, stone-faced,
Oh.
I'm there to win. Like, he was pleasant tonight. Like,
he was a lot. He reminds me a lot like Dylan Westbrook. That's what Westbrook's going to be like with 3 kids when he hits 41. Chill out, pretty calm. Let's look at, here we are. Here's some names that are confirmed. Max Stambaugh, Dustin Daggett, Phil Gressman, Jared Horseman, Greg Dolman, Kelsey Ivey, Brad Lamberson, Eli Lakin, and Ryan Rule are confirmed from what I've been calling the West here, which is Michigan, Indiana, Ohio. Drivers are coming. Not sure who's going to be coming from the ESS, but I think you're going to look at Barney and a bunch of them that you mentioned in the article as well. Adam, who else? Yeah,
Matt
we
Tanner,
consider Bergam. Yeah.
Davey Franick. I'm just looking at picturing some of the names in my mind.
Yeah.
Danny Barron, he doesn't cross the border, does he?
I don't think so. I don't think we've ever had Danny Barron up here, up in the deal. Spencer, do we have the ad? Can we roll the ad one more time here while we wait and see if Kaden Lait joins us? If you got it, roll it. Still lots of good tickets available.
Oswego Speedway welcomes back the NASCAR Canada Series to the Dirt on Thursday, July 11th for the Freshstone Dirt Classic. The Freshstone Dirt Classic will showcase the nation's top stock car series and its racing stars on the country's premier dirt track, Oswego Speedway. Sprint cars and stock cars, all on one ticket. July 11th at Oswego Speedway. Go to OswegoSpeedway.ca to reserve your tickets and camping.
Still lots of tickets, but Adam, I just got a text. Orange Lot is sold out. So one of our camping lots is sold out at Oswego. So if you're looking for camping, maybe still got some spots left. We still got a lot of spots, probably 100 or more spots left in the blue lot, but Orange Lot is sold out, which is cool. Oh, that's one brick out of the backpack that I can relax with. At least we know we're going to have a bunch of people hanging around for the next few days, and we can get to it. What else do we have to talk about? Chase Briscoe. Can we show the Chase Briscoe car that I sent those in, Spencer, if you got those? Steve Lyons and the Creative Edge group did a great job with this Renai. Tankless water heaters and Mahindra tractors. Number 1 that Chase Briscoe will be piloting. It's a Dave Jacobs Racing prepared machine with Donnie Thompson Jr. Condolences to the Thompson family for losing Donnie Sr. last week. But Donnie Jr. is crew chief on this car with Dave Jacobs. Excited to have them back at that. So watch for Chase Briscoe in the Renai Tankless water heaters car number 1, along with the Mahindra tractors and a couple other partners on that one too. So Chase will be coming in the afternoon. They expect him to land around midday, 1 o'clock, 1:30 Toronto. He'll get over for the autograph session, get fitted with the team, be ready to go probably around 2:30 or 3 o'clock. So if you're hoping to spot Chase Briscoe at Oswego, get the binocs out around 2:30. That's when we expect him to be arriving at the property. What else are we forgetting about the weekend? Flat track bikes and micro sprints will be on Saturday. So check that out. Have you seen any of the broadcast, Adam? Honestly, I know you don't watch anything we do. Have you even looked at any microsprint stuff? I don't expect you to, and I won't hold you to it. But have you seen any of it?
Yeah. The first night it was streamed, I watched some of it, and I was pretty impressed. McLean does a great job. Jackson's doing a great job. I listened to a few minutes at a time. Obviously, I didn't hear Jackson the first night I tuned in because he wasn't working the first night. But I tuned in for a few minutes there the last round.
Yeah, it's kind of cool for my kid to be joining Greg's kid in the booth and figuring out their craft. Jackson, I'm proud to say, happy birthday, by the way. Jackson's 17th birthday today, so he'll be working hard. 4 shows over 3 days with us, so if you see him around, tell him happy birthday. But Jack, I'm proud to say, after joining the G-Force crew and working with us, he's going to take broadcasting in school now and follow us all into the trade. So he's going to apply to Mohawk when he's done his senior year of high school coming up. And he said, Dad, I don't think I want to be behind camera. I think I want to start announcing. Can I interview some guys? And, when excuse me, when the opportunity came up, we put him in there. And it's great to see them go at it. So awesome. So we'll be streaming that 3 o'clock Saturday. Here's the magic. 3 o'clock Saturday, we'll be streaming live micro sprints as we're getting set up for APC at Flamborough. so they may overlap a little bit. Micro sprints will be a bit of a basic, not a lot of graphics and magic, but we're going to get you on the air for the event Saturday, and we will be at Flamborough for another big APC event, Adam. So it's going to be crazy Saturday. I'll be back and forth literally between the two tracks probably 3 times between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. But either way, we'll get it done.
It's going to be a big few days.
How long of a drive is it from Flamborough to Ohsweken, would you say?
25 minutes.
Yeah, 26 on the GPS. So, we'll make that work. We'll get the G-Force trailer down there. I'll hustle back, get the bikes and go-karters and micro-sprinters set up, and then hustle back, and then hustle back, and hustle back. But either way, we'll have some fun. I'm not sure if Kaden got the link, Adam. I sent it. So see what you know there. And let's talk about this digital scanning app that Leaf Racewear has been working on. Kind of a neat thing. What do you know about it? It's kind of breaking news right now. Kaden just joined us, by the way.
What I know is that Colin Grandy loves technology. He always had. He was one of the first to have a website. He was one of the first to have a website where you could actually design your own custom fire suit on the site and play around with things like that. So this app, the key to custom fire suits is the fit, is the tailored fitting of a custom one-piece suit. So the fact that he's invested in this technology, I just think it's very cool. It's cutting edge. It takes away some of the guessing game.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. Maybe get Colin on here to talk about it. Kaden Lapsevich has joined us now. Kaden will be jumping in the car that his brothers were supposed to drive. I think there's 2 cars his brother was supposed to drive that Kaden will be filling the seat on. So, Kaden, welcome to the show. What's going on in the shop these days? Big swaps. What can you tell us about the breaking news that you'll be replacing Trayton in both cars this week?
I don't know how much real detail I should get into it, but it started with Pinty's car, their NASCAR Canada Series car, I guess they call it. Dad called me probably Friday morning asking me if I wanted to do it. And I was like, yeah, it'd be fun. So booked time off work. And then Glenn and Chantel asked if I wanted to do the crate sprint too. So I was like, well, never raced a sprint car before. So what's better time to try?
See, now you're lying, Kaden. You've run sprint cars. They were just called quarter midgets. They're little bit different, but mostly the same.
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
But listen, let's talk about your life down south. Because everyone's familiar with the Lapsevich name. You're a former series champion. Those accolades people know. What are you up to down south right now?
Just staying busy, really. I'm a crew chief over at Venerini. I do Tony Bridinger's deal, so stay pretty busy with that. Then I got some late model stuff I do on the side. I'm sure you guys seen it. I'm in the process of building my own car. I'm going to try and run the Derby this year, so just a lot going on. Constantly doing something, constantly working on something. I've found a really, the spot down here is really cool. The gig I'm in is cool. I feel like I've set myself up pretty well to succeed in whatever I want from here on forward. So I'm really thankful for all the opportunities that I've gotten. I've learned a ton these last couple years being down here at Venerini, and I'm just super excited to see where it goes.
Kate, most of our friends, viewers, fans here watching would know you as, a NASCAR Canada Series champion, as a driver. But we've known you've gone off and you've kind of become car chief, and as we mentioned, all these other jobs you've got now. Where do you lean now? Like you just said, you can be successful in anything you want, which is a great place to be, because 4, 5, 6 years ago, you're at that age. What am I going to be when I grow up? Now to have that confidence to move forward is a big spot to be. Is it driving? Are you still going to lean to the driving? Is crew chief a means to driving, or are you cool just working on the cars and dabbling as a hobby with racing now? Where do you balance that? between working on them as a career and still being a pilot yourself?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I still want to drive as much as I can, but there is a pretty successful, obviously, a pretty successful industry down here to be a crew chief, to be a car chief, to be a mechanic. There's a lot that goes into these cars. So I feel like it's tough to say because late model racing still has my heart through and through. So it's a balance between do I want to kind of step, I guess it would be step back and go do a late model deal, or keep trying to maintain building up through the ranks in the NASCAR world, and having some days to where I can go race my own late model. So there's still, like, nothing obviously is set in stone. There's still a lot of options, a lot of variables. I'm only 24. I guess it's still pretty young. So I'm not solely set on anything yet, but I mean, I can go whichever way, and I'll probably still be just as happy doing whatever.
If you were to work your way up into the big three NASCAR series, how much of the work you're doing with Venturini transfers over to what you might be able to do with an Xfinity car or a truck?
Obviously all of them are different. They all have their own certain differences. I don't know a whole lot about the next gen car. I know they're very spec'd out from what I hear and what I know, but everything I've learned right now is puts me in a great spot to be able to carry it to a truck, to an Xfinity car. Like I said, I don't know about the next gen car, but being with Venturini, we have a lot of really good resources that we're able to work off of. They're a Toyota team, so we get sim time. All our chassis are scanned, so we get to use our own chassis in sim. I've learned very well how to use the pull down rig. Just a lot of that stuff. It's gonna. I feel like at some point it's really gonna come in handy, and I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Whether it makes me too busy or not have a home life, I don't know. But I think down the road, all of what I'm learning now, I'll be able to apply further on down the road in the future.
Kaden, you were a crew chief out in the dirt a couple years back. How's that going to translate to you getting in this dirt car on a place you don't have a lot of experience at? You don't have a lot of experience on dirt. You do know the cars inside and out. So what can you take from your crew chief role a couple years ago to the driver's seat that might help you this week?
Honestly, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure I threw that notebook out. We suck so bad. But I know that from what I learned with the pail of dirt in the trunk is that rear weight is good. So I'm using that kind of as a baseline, I guess. But, we do a little bit of dirt racing with the ARCA stuff. So I've been able to kind of use a little bit of that to converse with Dad, who's setting the car up right now, actually. So I think we have a pretty good idea. Obviously, he's got a pretty good record there with Trayton. So I think we have a good idea going into this, what we need to do, where we need to be. And I'm excited. The only time I've raced on dirt was at Millbridge in a go-kart like 2 weeks ago. So to go run the NASCAR race and a sprint car this week is going to be pretty cool, I think.
Is there many things that you could do in racing, Kaden, that your brother Trayton has done first? Like this is probably a pretty unique situation for you.
Yeah, I think, I hate to say it, but I usually don't have to rely on him too much for pointers unless, it's like a track he's been to or vice versa. Normally we're able to converse pretty good on this, but I've been pretty hard up on him. Like, hey, how do I do this? I'm kind of a lost puppy right now, so help me here. But no, he's been good with it. We sat down on Sunday and he kind of ran me through it. More so for the NASCAR car, because at the time I didn't know I was running the sprint car, but the sprint car, he told me just to go aero block everybody and you'll be fine. So we'll figure that out when we get there. But he's been pretty good with the NASCAR car, obviously. And, he said it's drive it really easy. You don't have to overdrive it. You can't overstep it. It's like you almost got to drive like an asphalt car, kind of. Get in there straight, get it rotated, and get straight up off the corner. So, like I said, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully we show up and are pretty good.
Right on, man. It's going to be exciting to have you in the field. We have an exciting format. Thursday's going to be tough, man. You're going to have to make it in through time trials with the B. Friday, you get a better real crack at it. But excited to have you with us, Kaden. I know a lot of fans will be excited to have you back here in the seat and come out to the autograph session.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Like I said, I don't get to race at home very much. I don't get to come home a lot, actually, either. So it's a good little visit, in this little break we got during the ARCA schedule, and I'm looking forward to it.
Good stuff, man. We'll see you later this week. Safe travels, and looking forward to seeing if you can match your brother.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, guys.
Kaden Lait will be filling the seat for Trayton, both the sprint car and the NASCAR Canada Series car this week at Oshweekend. So cool to have the former champ back in the seat. And I can't wait for that race, man. I think you said it best. We go through all this craziness, and I get to play for 3 hours. I think those are the most calm time I have of a whole week lately. Is like 7 till 10:30. That's my favorite time. We get to get back to racing. All the bullshit's over for me. But I think look at last week. How about that show? We hustled through another one at the Big O. Dave Huntsinger's been doing a great job up there and fighting that rain. It's like training the crew. Like every week we're racing to get these shows in, and we've shown we can be better and better. I don't think we cut any corners last week other than moving the Thunder stocks up a bit, and we were still done a respectable hour. So that's the goal, obviously. 2 shows coming this week, and Saturday won't be an issue because it's a day and early evening show with the bikes and micro sprints and go-karts. Where do we want to go from here? Anything we want to set up about Flamborough, Adam? APC, we're back there with the Dayco Super Stocks and the APC Late Model Series, of course, live on Racing America. Saturday evening, I believe 6:30, we're on the air for the APC Late Model qualifying. What are you thinking about that? What should the fans know about Flamborough and APC?
I think just that it's going to be a great show. I mean, it's a bull ring. The racing is always fun. The car count, Flamborough was the site of the biggest car count for the APC series this year. So, no, I think it's going to be a real blast.
Excited to get back there. The place is always looking good when we get them on camera. So check that out. Racing America, 6:30 Eastern Time. We'll be live on it with the full program from there on out. Let's jump into some Burger Barn videos of the week. We don't have a ton of them this week. A couple of them actually got blocked, and we're just not going to chance. One was a driver, a quad. I don't know if you saw this on social. It was a quad driving across a track under caution, or I'm unsure if they just went caution, pulled out too soon, got smoked. Did you see it before it got taken down at him?
Oh, I saw it.
And the guy just got launched off the quad. I was hoping to use it as a good reason why we made everybody wear helmets at Oshweekend this year, but we don't need a chance of strikes here as we're having our little broadcast fun and don't want to get in trouble, so we had to boycott that one. Anyways, Burger Barn, if you're around camping tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, get down to the Burger Barn. Of course, Friday, but Friday the Burger Barn's jammed, always. But Wednesday's a good day to go to the Burger Barn. Breakfast all day long and some of the best burgers and portions you're ever going to have. Make sure you stop by Petra Plus Travel Stop, the official fuel supplier of G-Force TV. Here's our Burger Barn videos of the week. Watch this one, Adam. Full tilt. Full tilt.
Wow.
Show that one again, Spencer. That is crazy. I did enough Eves of Destruction at Humberstone to see chaos like this. I don't think I've ever been more scared as an announcer than in races like this. How many of these things have you done, Adam? Oh, another one. And another one.
I've done 2, and that was it.
And now they throw the red. Like, look at where that car, the first one, went through that limo. He would have killed the guy if he hit him.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
It's just redneck insanity. Oh, yeah, banger racing, call it what you want. I mean, I don't think I've seen, I don't even want to say it. I don't want to jinx nothing, but man, I've never seen craziness, more stupid craziness at a racetrack than those redneck gimmick races. Be it a one-on-one race, a bag race, long jump, just stupid shit. It's exciting till it's not exciting anymore. What else we got, Spencer? Oh, okay. We've shown these before. But it was recently 4th of July 5 weeks ago, and this is what they do in Alaska. So this is this year's update of the 4th of July Alaska celebrations. Look at this thing. Like, it's not far from the people. Look at when they turn the camera. What is that? 30 feet? And they're loving it.
That is insane.
I don't know if I'm loving the redneck. Which redneck is better? I think I'd rather go see them toss them off the cliff than see them do that banger racing, whatever they're calling it. Do we got any more, Spencer? Oh, is this a good... They said this is a good save. It was a good save. I guess my question when I shared this was this, gentleman racing or just a bit too much? He lets them gather it up. I think it's... Right, he just finish them off. I think. What more do you want?
Had he finished him, it's dirty and ugly.
Yes, but
he didn't.
Let him straighten up. I got no beef with that. I don't think they would. I think that's all we got, right, Spencer? I don't think we got anything else in the queue because a couple of them got taken away. So that's all right. We have a busy week. We'll be live on G-Force at our regular time. Well, I think we're going to go a bit early. What time are we going live? 6:30, 6, maybe even 6 o'clock on Thursday. 6:20, 6:25. We'll be on live for G-Force Thursday. Friday, our regular time, 7:30. We'll be on. I'm going to push Spencer to get us on at 7 if we can for hot laps. And then we'll be rolling through a busy weekend. Saturday with a couple of broadcasts underway under our belt. Of course, NASCAR race at weekend Thursday. Lots of sprints. Late models are coming in too. Let's not forget that. The late models put on a great show a few weeks back when the open race. I think the Northeast late model Alliance is going to be great because they're all on the exact same engine and same tires, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how that race goes.
It always is, and they bring a different group of fans, Clinton.
Yeah, they do. It's been really good. Want to send a shout out to Ricky and Zeg. Ricky's tuning in here. These guys put in a lot of hours this week. 3 nights of racing for them. This track conditions, and we'll get things working really good. But we got a good crew up there getting ready to go. So once again, don't forget to join us. I think I'm going to sign off a couple minutes early here, Adam, go get some food. And I think I need to go to bed early tonight. Well, you got something else for us? We're out of topics. You're on your phone. You're going to entertain us for 5 minutes?
We don't quit early. No, in fact, Decker's going crazy. He's being a bit of a jerk, but no, I got nothing else. Jeez. Who am I kidding? We've just never finished early. We've always figured, hey, let's talk about finish lines. You want to talk about finish lines?
This week of all weeks, we got to talk about finish lines. If you got a good story, what's your good story? Other than that, we need one.
Listen, my good story is I still made the most reasonable request in the history of reasonable requests, and you won't do it. Get me a laser pointer. Get me a line.
Did you do that, Spencer? Spencer deleted you. I love it. I love it. See?
Spencer can do anything. He can mute me. He can turn me black. He can do whatever he needs to do. He won't keep me down, though.
I promise you. I can't believe I'm saying within 2 weeks of some Friday, I'll get you a laser pointer.
Sweet. See, I'm glad I'm glad we used some of this available time.
You have a telestrator. You can just draw one on any image you want, can't you?
I could, but it's hard. It's hard to do it accurately.
I know. That's why I'm worried about a laser pointer. It's got to be accurate.
There's been some suspicious finishes.
Yeah, did you see, everybody's talking about NASCAR Cup Series. Did you see any of the Chicago stuff on the weekend? Man, some of that racing was awesome. At the beginning of the Xfinity and the Cup Series, it was deadly. Some great racing. Makes me wonder what they could do at a place like Toronto, maybe. You know? Could they put on a good show at downtown Toronto? Or is the place too tight for it?
No, it's tight.
It's so tight with Indy cars.
I think Toronto has more runoff room than Chicago. There's some escape lanes. It's all we can make of it,
character there. Some big bumps, lots of slippery sections, racing in the rain. Like that's badass. What they had going on.
When you get some of the best in the world, like Kyle Larson, making mental mistakes or technical errors, that's when it's exciting to me.
Yeah, I agree. Something about when they have enough power to overdrive the car, and the guys that can really utilize that power shine. I think that's why sprint cars are such a cool thing, because they got a lot of power, and the ones who can use the most of it come to the top. And how about some predictions before we sign off here? Since you like to do that, put me on the spot when we're live every week. Who's your NASCAR winner? Who's your NASCAR favorite, your NASCAR dark horse? Let's play the full game here.
Kyle Steckley's going to win the NASCAR race.
Okay.
And is he a dark horse? You want a dark horse pick?
No.
Trevor Monahan's going to have a top 10.
I can see that. Did you see the clip that was floating around social this week that Rogan, his son, put out? It was him passing like three of them on the bottom with a beautiful pass down the inside and just getting more bite than they were. I don't think you can call Kyle Steckley a dark horse anymore. After the season he's had the last 12 months to 18 months he's put on the tracks anywhere other. Last year I think he would obviously be a dark horse pick coming in, not racing any dirt. Even though he doesn't have but one dirt race under his belt, I still think you just called him a favorite, but I don't think he's a dark horse. I think if I had to pick one, I think Ranger might have his shot this year. I was on Chisholm's show last week, and I think just the way Andrew Ranger's been running, he was the first one to test when he was with DJ at Osh Weekend when we did our test prior to announcing the race, because we didn't even know if these cars would work there. He's been on a high lately. I feel like he might have something. But dark horse, I don't know, man. That's a tough call.
I don't know who you would consider a dark horse. Okay, fair.
How about sprint cars? 360s. Who's going to win that one? Can anybody knock Dylan Westbrook off right now? It's going to be a Bowman track.
I think.
Or does Dustin Daggett and the boys come in and sweep it again?
Wow. That's a tough call, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got to be a game time decision. I will make a pick Thursday and Friday night, Clinton. I don't think I can right now. Listen, Corey Turner has impressed me the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
I think they're moving in the right direction. Obviously, Bowman's good on a slick track, but he needs things to go his way. But I mean, until someone beats him in that specific event, he's the man. But Dylan Westbrook is the man this year, no doubt about it. So,
well, I think this is going to be a great time to stack up what we've got, because we've had our great contingent already. Dylan's been really lighting it up. to see how Dylan stacks up against the Americans and how they stack up against all our guys is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be a great preview of what we could have at the end of the year. Great tickets still available. Camping still available. Check out oshweginspeedway.ca if you need anything. We are now overtime, so I can officially clock out now. Boss says I can leave. So, Ryan Turner, man.
You don't have to feel bad.
Ryan Turner cleaned up. Ryan Turner cleaned up two summers ago, so won all the big money.
Yep.
But I also believe racing goes in ebb and flow. Yeah, 1 week you're on top. Next week somebody else comes. Next week somebody else comes. Who can come and start the newest wave? Maybe starts this week at Oshweekend. So check it out. We'll be live G-Force all weekend, except for the 100-lap NASCAR features. We will not be showing that, but everything else will be live. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Spencer. I got to get some food, some sleep. We'll see you soon.
Good show, kids.